There. I have 4 minutes, so let's get going. My name is Thaisa Cueva, and I'm doing today's book, Freedom Over Me for Newbery Award. I loved the book. First of all, I loved the illustrations. If you think about it, look at those illustrations. They're amazing, they're psychedelic, they're very intriguing, and they're very stimulating too. My favorite pictures are actually the ones after the different profiles because of the dream section. Their dream illustrations are amazing. Look at all those colors: blue, red, green, orange, yellow, everything you can think of, and every pattern in the dreams section. I really appreciated the story of it as well. I will tell you guys in a minute, but just look and appreciate the way it's drawn, the way it's painted. I loved it. It was very beautiful. I recommend this, 10 over 10. This book is actually about 11 different slaves. So it starts off actually with a description of the owner's wife. The owner's wife is selling her side of the story. So she's kind of giving a profile description, and she's saying how she feels when her husband died and she has to sell the estate with the people, with the slaves, with the things she owns, and she has to move back to, it said here, Britain. Move back to Britain, where she says she misses the fact that there was no slaves. She loved the fact that there was no slaves, that everybody was the same. So that's her story. But also, after that, we see a picture of all the 11 slaves, and they all have a different story. It's inspired by a real auction page, which is actually found in the back. It's an appraisal, and it's actually a list of people that are also included with cattle and estate matters. And it's a little sad, but it didn't even say like the name or the age of the slave. So the writer, which is Ashley, she made sure that she gave life to each one of those slaves. And in the book, it's the life of each slave and a page where they dream. So the reality of it, like for example, Stefan, the reality of Stefan, and then his dreams after slavery, if slavery ever ends. So this book is amazing. I recommend it a lot. The reason why I like it is because it's very real. The pictures are intriguing, very intriguing, but it's also about people. It's showing kids that people are people, no matter if they are slaves or not slaves. People have a personality, they have a story. And a lot of those slaves, they come from Africa, and they talked about how they remembered the life in Africa, what they remembered, the dreams they have to go back. So it's amazing to read this book in all those different stories and personalities. I think it's a great book also to teach kids on another side of the story of slavery, how the slaves felt in that time, and what they wanted, what their biggest wish is of course to be free and have freedom. So it's an amazing book. My activity that I was thinking is having, of course, reading this out loud, but then have each kid have their own profile, just like in the book. So write about them and what they would do if they were a slave. So make them imagine as if they were living in a farm or an estate, and talk about their job as a slave. And then the older kids, I would like for them to write a description of their dreams if they were slaves, and what they would like to do after they get out of slavery. I would also like the kids to draw a picture. I would like to then use a lot of imagination, but also a lot of colors for it to be appealing to them and their classmates, and then put it up in the classroom or in the hallway. So that's the activity I would like to do. Once again, I went over, too much to talk about, but I recommend it, Freedom Over Me, and I hope you guys check it out. It was amazing, 10 over 10. Thank you.